Hey everyone, welcome to the ranking. Here's my ranking of Peter Jackson's movies. Yes, I had a recommendation to do it, and I thought that would be awesome because I'm a big fan of Peter Jackson. He's directed a lot of movies. Yes, 14 and counting. And so I thought really quickly I'd rank all his movies, from my least favorite to my favorite. Get started, here's my ranking of Peter Jackson's movies from my least favorite to my favorite. Coming at number 14 is The Lovely Bones. Yes, this movie is the only Peter Jackson movie I can actually say I don't really like. I don't think this movie's very good. Yes, Saoirse Ronan is trying, Stanley Tucci and Mark Wahlberg give decent performances, but I think the ideas just don't work. I don't think the story is interesting. I don't think the premise is interesting. I don't think it's very well written. I don't think it's very well executed. And I don't find this movie very interesting or very compelling. I know it's going to be very dark and very thrilling and kind of sad, but I didn't feel any of those emotions when I watched this movie. The only thing I felt with this movie was boredom and just no intrigue. There was nothing intriguing or smart or clever about this movie. It was very unoriginal and very cliched and very formulaic, and I wasn't a fan of this movie. There's some okay performances, but this is hands down the weakest Peter Jackson movie. Just wasn't interested in this movie. Coming number 13 is Bad Taste. This is one of Peter Jackson's old school, gruesome horror comedies, and this is one of his movies I'm not the hugest fan of, even though I get why people are a fan of this movie, because it's really over-the-top and silly and graphic and gory and really hilarious, but I didn't find this movie all that funny, and the gory scenes, though creative and kind of fun, I just too gross for me, and just too weird, too strange and too bizarre. He actually did another horror comedy movie that I actually really liked. That movie you'll see much lower on this list. I actually enjoyed that movie much more. I actually found that movie more satirical and very funny, and actually a lot more fun to watch. This one, I didn't have a lot of fun with. I know Peter Jackson stars in the movie, he directed this movie, there's some creativity, and some scenes are pretty cool to watch, but I just wasn't a fan of this movie. Just a personal opinion, but I can see why people love this movie. Like, people who are a fan of, like, old school horror movies, they'll love it. Coming number 12 is Meet the Feebles. Yes, this is a darker, more satirical version of the Muppets. Yes, this is like R-rated Muppets, and it's fucking weird. This movie is dark. It's R-rated Muppets. Like, I didn't know what to expect from this movie. I didn't want to see this movie at first because I thought this movie was going to be like Garbage Pail Kids, and I'm like, I cannot drag myself to see that. That just looks stupid. But it actually is pretty funny. It's very dark and very satirical. I won't ever watch this movie again, but I kind of liked it. For a one-time watch, it was kind of funny. It was weird seeing all these puppets swear and do all this weird shit, but it was my kind of humor. I actually had fun with Meet the Feebles. Not for everyone, but if you love very dark and satirical kind of movies, basically like a lot of Peter Jackson's old school movies, you'll probably like this movie. It's kind of fun. Coming number 11 is The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. Yes, I talked about all these movies, the Middle-earth movies, my ranking of the Middle-earth movies. Battle of the Five Armies is probably the weakest one. It's got an overabundance of CGI, which takes away the fantasy element and just the realism of Lord of the Rings. You know, yeah, they're calling Lord of the Rings realistic, but the practicality just seemed more real. You're invested with the characters more, invested more with the action. The action's still good. I still love Martin Freeman and Ian McKellen in the movie. I still also love Thor, and he's really good. Richard Armitage does a great job. There's some scenes in this movie are really good. The death scenes are really sad, but it's the weakest of the Miller franchise because it has an overabundance of CGI, and the movie drags a lot. But I still like it. The Five Armies is still an entertaining watch. Coming number 10 is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. Yes, I'm going to get a lot of shit about this one, but so I'll go really quick. I really like this movie. I love the Lord of the Rings trilogy, but this is the weakest one. It just has things that just don't interest me. Elements to each story are cool. Like the scenes with Frodo and Sam and Gollum are probably the best scenes in the movie because Gollum is amazing. The CG is amazing. Andy Serkis is so good. But the story with Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli, it drags on, and it's not as interesting. You're not as invested. Because in the Fellowship, when they were a team, it was more interesting. That Battle of Helm's Deep at the ending is probably one of the best action sequences in the entire Middle-earth franchise. It's amazing. The movie is still really good. Has really good story elements, it's just a little bit more of a drag for me. Like, it's more of a grind through. Like, Return of the King and Fellowship, I can watch those no problem. But this one's more of a grind through. I still like the movie, though. The Battle of Helm's Deep make this movie amazing. Coming number 9 is The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Oh, another great movie. This is just a great, fun adventure fantasy movie. The ending scene with Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug is probably the highlight of the movie. It's well acted, it's fun to watch, and that's all I gotta say, because I went into depth about this when I did my ranking of the Middle-earth movies. Yes, I sort of have more enjoyment with Desolation of Smaug more than Two Towers, even though Two Towers has better things in it, it's a better directed movie, but Desolation of Smaug is just much more fun to watch. It's just funner. Coming number 8 is King Kong. This was a really great movie. The look of King Kong, the CG in King Kong looks awesome. The entire scene when they're on the mountain in that island with the dinosaurs and all these weird creatures is awesome, especially those insects. Fucking scary as shit. It's really good. The effects are absolutely mind-blowing. They're fantastic. Jack Black is a little strange. I don't know why they casted Jack Black. I'm a big fan of him, but I don't think he was right for the role. But Adrian Brody, Naomi Watts are both great in the movie. The sequences are amazing. The visuals are amazing. The action's amazing. It's 3 hours and 8 minutes, but it's 3 hours and 8 minutes of awesomeness. I enjoy King Kong. It's not as good as the 1930s King Kong, but it's much better than that 50s version. You don't know what I'm talking about, the one with Jeff Bridges. Much better than that movie. Coming number 7 is The Frighteners. Yes, a great, classic, sort of Halloween-esque movie. Every Halloween, I watch this movie a bunch of times. Throughout all of October, I watch this movie multiple times. It's just a fun movie about ghosts and stuff and premonitions. Michael J. Fox is great. The visuals are good. The dark comedy's great. It's very thrilling. It's very scary times. And if you like ghost stories, like movies about ghosts and haunted mansions and stuff, this movie's right up your alley. It's a lot of fun, this movie. It's creepy, it's spooky, it's great for the Halloween season. The Frighteners, awesome. Coming number 6 is Forgotten Silver. Yes, this is a mockumentary. When this movie first came out, people actually thought it was a real thing. It was like a real documentary, but it's actually a mockumentary. It is directed by Peter Jackson, and it's very well done. It's very satirical, it's very funny, very interesting, and I found this movie very watchable. It's only like an hour long, but it's very memorable, very funny, very well made, very well edited, very well shot. It talks about some really funny and interesting theories. So, yeah, Forgotten Silver, a really great movie. Coming number 5 is Dead Alive. Yes, this is the movie I was talking about, the really graphic horror comedy that I actually do enjoy. Bad Taste didn't grip me as much, but this one did. For some reason, Dead Alive was funny. Maybe it's because it's about the undead and stuff, and for some reason, the dark comedy of this movie got me laughing. I thought this movie was really funny, and it's really silly and over the top and violent. This movie was like watching Evil Dead. That's why I like this movie so much. It felt like I was watching Evil Dead. So yeah, that's why I like it. Coming number 4 is Heavenly Creatures. This movie is amazing. So good. The philosophies, the ideas, the visuals, the story, the premise, everything about this movie is so well done. It's very well written, very well directed. I think he wrote this movie with his wife or something. Yeah, Peter Jackson. It's very well directed, very well structuralized. Kate Winslet's amazing. Melanie Linsky is fantastic as well. Great chemistry by these 2 lead actresses. They're both so good in this movie. It's dark, it's grim, it's got a great third act, and it's just memorable, and it sticks with you. It's dark, it's bleak, it's at times disturbing, but it's very intriguing, very smart, and very well filmed. I loved this movie. Heavenly Creatures, one of the most underrated Peter Jackson movies. If you know Peter Jackson, you know this movie, but if you haven't seen this movie, check it out. It's great. Coming number 3 is The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Yes, I love this movie. I really did. This is probably one of the most lowest rated Middle-earth movies for some reason. That and the Battle of the Five Armies. I really like Unexpected Journey. I think it's a lot of fun. It's got great action. The adventure story is really fun. I love these characters. I love all these dwarf characters, especially Thorin. I love Gandalf, that he returns as Gandalf the Grey. Ian McKellen's fantastic. Martin Freeman's amazing as Bilbo Baggins. I love seeing Ian Holm in the opening. It's so well done. Yes, there's some slowness to it, but Ash adds more to the funness and the whimsicalness of this movie. Like that scene when they're in Bilbo's house eating and singing. I like those scenes, and I love the songs in this movie, especially Misty Mountain. Beautiful song. I love the action, I love the effects. Yes, there's CG, but it works. You see, Battle of the Five Armies went overboard with its CGI. This one, I just had enough CGI. And the scene with the Golem and the Game of Riddles is probably one of the best scenes in the movie. Yeah, I like Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Yes, people are let down because they're expecting another Lord of the Rings, but The Hobbit is different from Lord of the Rings. It's more kind of kid-friendly, and I liked it. This is probably one of the funnest movie out of the Middle-earth franchise, and I really like Unexpected Journey. I think it's a lot of fun. Coming number 2 is Lord of the Rings: Return of the King. Yes, winner of 11 Academy Awards. Only 3 movies have ever done that. Ben-Hur, Titanic, in this movie. It's so well done. The costumes, the production, the visuals. The acting by all these characters, everyone's so good. The action sequences are all amazing from start to finish. It's got a lot of endings, but they all work. They're all sad. They're all emotional. I love this movie. This movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is the reason why Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece. It's fantastic. It's pretty much everyone's favorite Lord of the Rings movie, but it's not mine, but it's number 2. It's amazing. And my number 1 favorite Peter Jackson movie is Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. Yes, I love Fellowship of the Ring. Everything about this movie is so good. It's probably the reason why I love An Unexpected Journey, because it's just so fun and it takes its time. It doesn't just throw a lot of shit at you. It takes its time with its story and its characters. It has some great character development, and I love the opening when showing the history of the ring and all the owners of the ring and stuff, and all the scenes in the Shire. Just you're getting to know these characters and you're loving these characters. Ian McKellen is amazing as Gandalf the Grey. He probably should have won supporting actor. He's so good in this movie. He's probably a very iconic performance. It's probably one of the best performances Ian McKellen's ever given in his entire career. Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Viggo Mortensen, Orlando Jones, Giant Rhys Davies, Christopher Lee, Hugo Weaving, Cate Blanchett. Everyone is amazing in this movie. The costumes, the production, the action sequences, everything about Fellowship of the Ring is amazing, and this is the reason why I love Lord of the Rings so much. I saw this movie in theaters, and I fell in love with Lord of the Rings in movies. Like, I read the books, loved the books, but this movie made me fall in love with this film franchise. It's because of Fellowship of the Ring. And personally, it's my favorite Peter Jackson movie. So yeah, that's my ranking of all Peter Jackson's movies from my least favorite to my favorite. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this ranking? Probably not, but did you agree with it? If not, give me your ranking of all Peter Jackson's movies from your least favorite to your favorite. Comment below and let me know. And so if you like this video, please like and subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.